back at it like a crack at it, automatic like a fomatic, built from tragedy, made for static. It's your boy, Purpose of my podcast, back with the blast, in and out with a dash. 2025 ain't gonna last, so we gonna get this done real. Y'all, man, how y'all doing, man? Good morning, good afternoon. Top of the mid-morning podcast from an OG perspective. And you know what we talking about. The D, the I, the D, the D, the Y is Diddy. Hold on. Let me call the window. It's Diddy. What? We're gonna go ahead. Yeah, right. Let's do it one more time. The D, the I, the D, the D, the Y is Diddy. It's Diddy. Yeah, man. That's what we own this morning, man. Hey, I'm not gonna say it. I want you to say it in the comments, man. Did we call it, man? Did we call it? I'm not gonna say it. I want everybody to come in the chat, like as you come in, double tap, like the screen, man. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you to everybody who watched the last live stream, and let me know. I'm waiting for everybody to come in, man. Did we get it right? Did we get it? Let me know this morning. Did we get it right on the D, the I, the D, the D, the Y is Diddy? Everybody singing at home. Did we get it right? The D, the I, the D, the D, the Y is Diddy. Did we get it right? I need to know right now, man. Come on, man. Diddy trial, 3 not guilty verdicts, live reaction, Personal Podcast, back with the blast, in and out with a dash. Let me know, man. We had a fire live stream. I mean, I think a lot of people would have said, yo, you're being very, presumptuous, you know what I'm saying? Some people could have said we were being very presumptuous, but basically what we did on the last live stream is simply break down all the facts. That's all we did. We were being very presumptuous. No, all we did was break down all the facts. We got to get a poll up. Let's get a poll up. Last time we didn't get a poll, but we're going to get a poll up this time. I want to know, did the jury get it right? That's what we're going to find out. But last time we were here, we had a discussion. We broke down who's that Solomon said, free my man Diddy. He ain't done nothing wrong. Oh, God. Oh, gang. Oh, man. Come on, man. Like, double tap, and like and share the screen, man. Go ahead and like the video, man. Let everybody know. Birdside Podcast is live 5.0. Did the jury get it right? Do you agree with my man Solo Num? Do you agree with did the jury get it right? Number one, should the judge give him bail? Does Diddy deserve bail? The children have been without their father for several months. Does Diddy deserve bail? We're going to talk about, does Diddy deserve bail? Did the jury get it right? Who was juror number 25? Does anybody know who was juror number 2? That's got to be the number one interview. Who was that? Sugar said, who are you? My name is Perfect Time Podcast. Thank you for coming in. Guilty. Thank you. Man, come on. I need to know. Bryce, did we get it right? You said it, children. Did we get it right? Did we get it right? I want to know, did we get it right? Double tap, like, share the screen, subscribe. Did we get it right? Did the jury get it right? We going to go over, you see the thumbnail, we're going to go over the charges. There were 5 charges. How many people were surprised by the verdict? Anybody in the chat? Bryce, Sugar Barman, what country's name? We in the United States of America, the beautiful, you see the red, white, and blue in the background. Did the jury get it right? Was anybody surprised with the verdict? I mean, come on. After everything we heard, you know what we heard last podcast? 7 weeks. The prosecution put on a case for 7 weeks. And all of this, 7 weeks. I want to know, where did the prosecution go wrong? Where did the defense go right? Now, think about this, you guys. A lot of legal pundits are talking this morning, but you know what nobody has said? This is what I said to my wife, Miss Perfect Timing. Do you know we got these verdicts and the defense didn't even put on a defense? Think about it. A lot of people are saying, I just saw an interview where somebody said this was a bias case. Somebody said this case was motivated by ulterior things. But what I want to say that I haven't heard yet this morning is that we got these not guilty verdicts. We got these not guilty verdicts without the defense putting on any defense. Now think about this. Brian Steele came to who was that? Nice money. Someone got paid, but if that was someone that don't have enough money, would had got life. I don't know about that. Look at what I'm about to go into. He said Diddy got money, that's why he got off. If the person didn't have money, Fry said, damn, what was the verdict? Is he getting out? So Diddy was found not guilty on 3 of the most severe charges. Not guilty on the SA. You know, we got to use different language. Not guilty on the SA, not guilty on the RICO, not guilty on the trafficking, right? He was only found guilty of the lesser minor charges known as the Mann Act. Do you know, most people don't know what the Mann Act is? Do y'all know who Jack Johnson? Shout out to all of my boxing content creators. There's a lot of great boxing content creators. Do y'all know who the great champion Jack Johnson and why the Mann Act was created? The Mann Act was created to go after Jack Johnson, who was a black boxer who dated white women. The law is outdated and antiquated, and it was a racial law, and it shouldn't be on the books. Y'all look up the great champion. He used to brag about knocking out. He would go fight. He would fight and say, I'm going to knock out a white man, and I'm going to go have sex with a white woman. And they wanted to arrest him, and they did a honeypot scandal, just like they do today, and they got a woman to say that he was in the hotel so they could put Jack Johnson in jail and said he went across state lines. That is the Mann Act. It's a lesser crime. Everybody know prostitution is not illegal. Y'all remember, this is a conservative channel. Y'all remember in the Green New Deal with Joe Biden, he wanted to make prostitution like you get paid to be a prostitute. So prostitution is not illegal, right? So the Mann Act basically, I think, is a trap for a lot of men, because you can go to Las Vegas and legally participate in prostitution, but then you can still break a federal law. So when you even travel to Vegas, that could be against the law. So somebody said, yo, that's what I'm saying. So all of the most serious charges, he was found innocent, but he was found guilty of the lesser charge. So you know what somebody else asked? Will Diddy have to register as a sex offender? So this is a great question when you ask, what was Diddy found guilty of? So when I listen to what I'm about to say, Diddy will not have to register as a sex offender. Diddy is not a sex offender. That says a lot. When people are saying who won, who lost, number one, Diddy is not a sex offender. He will not have to register on the sex offender list. That says a lot as to who. It's up to you as a listener. It's up to you as the audience. Who do you think won and who do you think lost? But I think that's a big thing when you say that Diddy will not have to register as a sex offender. And Diddy was not found guilty on the racketeering, and he was not found guilty of the most serious charges. But we have to go deeper than that, because a lot of people today are saying like Diddy had money. But what really happened was Diddy had a great legal team. And what we talked about last time we were here was Brian YSL Steele being added to the Diddy legal team. Brian YSL Steele, who just beat a RICO case in a liberal Fulton County. That, I believe, is what changed the tide. Besides, we're going to get to Cassie's testimony. But Brian Steele, who was added later onto the trial, I believe Brian Steele is what caused the change and what made them file, because a lot of people was wondering what happened to the Kid Cudi. A lot of people saying, what happened to Kid Cudi? What happened about the arson? What happened about the kidnapping? All of that got thrown out. Just like with the YSL case. As it came down, Brian Steele filed paperwork that make them drop charges right before it went to the jury. So the arson was thrown out. The kidnapping was thrown out. Brian YSL Steele. It's gonna be a lot of people who can say they were victory and they won in this case. Didn't we say just this a couple of days ago? Yes, we did. T-off in the building. T-off, those ears, man. This ears is intelligence, but yeah, I got teased with my ears all my life. That was a good one. Lil Ninja said hi. We knew it could go like this. Yes, we did. T-off, that's why I want everybody that was here last time, come on in, like the show. You got to double tap like so we can get more people watching. You got to double tap, hit the like button, share the show, subscribe so more people can watch, so we can chop it up. We just talked about this. T-off, man. T-off on them, man. Share the show and T-off on them. We just talked about this, man. This is what we talked about, man. Who is that? What 983? What you mind telling my brother happy birthday? His name is Nick Garris. He loves your stream. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. I think you just said N-word joke, but you gotta live with it. Check this out, man. This is the world that we living in. Keep grinding, King. Nazar Jones said, "Keep grinding, King." Shout out to you, man. Salute, salute. People in their fields about yeah, man. So look. Brian Steele is going to go down as one of the greatest lawyers ever to practice law in the modern time. So right now, remember we had Johnny Cochran, very popular lawyer. Everybody wanted to hire him. I think my Mr. Per-Time said cash out. So Fannie Willis is currently in court with another RICO. Did y'all know Fannie Willis is currently in court in Fulton County, spending up all the taxpayer money? Like, we got to pay attention to really what's going on, that they wasted money. The federal court started off with baby oil. Remember what we talked about? They got up there on the podium and said, we found 1,000 bottles of baby oil. That's what they said. They promised us videos. They got up on that podium and said, we saw videos. I promise you, we got the tapes. Just like with Epstein, they promised they had tapes. They promised us freak offs. Never had a freak off. There was, at the end of the day, what did it come down to? It came down to Cassie. It came down to Cassie and one Jane Doe, and neither one of the witnesses was believable. Brian Steele, Mark Geragos is already in the books. If his lawyer was a bit smarter, he would have walked on all of it. Check this out. All he had to say was they were flown in to perform theatrical sex acts at a party, and it's perfectly legal. Now, look, check this out, T-Off. I agree. You know why? Because what got Diddy caught up was the American Express card charges. But this is the thing. This is the thing about narrative in this type of office. So Diddy was convicted based on an American Express card charge, but the company that he paid for, right now, they could go to jail because the company says, we don't sell that. We sell entertainers. T-Off makes a great point. That's the comment for the next 5 minutes. Highlight that. T-Off makes a great point because the Amex charge was for a company, and that company says we operate legal entertainers. So Diddy purchased a legal entertainer. What the feds tried to insinuate is create a narrative saying, no, don't believe what the company said. Don't believe what Diddy said. Believe what we said. Believe that was a sex worker, even though the company said, no, he's not a sex worker, and the credit card said he wasn't. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Y'all understand? T-Off is very correct. Unk status confirmed, man. I'm cool with Unk shit, man. I'm cool with Unk shit, man. Hey, double tap and like. Who is that? Bar Light Broker. Shout out to you, man. Salute to you. Double tap, like, share, and subscribe, man. We do this every day. We chopping it up, the Diddy trial, man. But it's a conservative channel. You can't be surprised because if I'm Unk, you know I'm going to be conservative. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Old school conservative. Diddy was a distraction. I believe Bar Light Broker. Diddy, okay, let's have distraction from what? Because one of my videos, so Diddy video got like 5,000, but the video before that got like 8,000, 9,000. You know what that video was about? You know what that video was about? The Big Beautiful Bill. What's been going on with the Big Beautiful Bill? Why the whole country, every channel is talking about Diddy, and Diddy case was bullshit from the beginning. Every lawyer worth his weight is being honest that this case was BS. If these are the only charges that they found, that the feds wasted our time and the case was a distraction. So if it was a distraction and every news outlet is showing it, and this is a conservative leaning channel, what are they distracting us from? Could it be Donald Trump's signature legislation, the Big Beautiful Bill that we talked about? Remember, me and my channel, if you are new here, Barlight Broker, you are new here, but if you subscribe and you go back on the playlist, you will find great videos with very high numbers, me educating my audience on the benefits of the big, beautiful bill going back several weeks. Going back to when the House and Jasmine Crockett, everybody understand Jasmine Crockett leaving. Why is Jasmine Crockett on the outs? Because they lost. Jasmine Crockett is on the outs because they lost with the big, beautiful bill. So when you say it's a distraction, yes, we talking about trillions of dollars. We talking about existential legislation. We haven't seen legislation like this since Obama. So Nasir Jones, let me ask you this. Since who was the biggest playboy in the history, never got in trouble, what's his name who had the Playboy Mansion, doing things in the house all over, all kinds of parties. Yeah, Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner, Space God in the building. Salute to you, Space God. Space God, if you know about it, it's not a distraction. Space God. Then we talking about it because he called me Unc. He said I am Unc, like old gray hair. Yes, Unc knows about it. Yes, Unc knows about it. Unc knows about it, but does everybody know about it? Does everybody support the big, beautiful bill? Does everybody know why it's called the big? Does everybody know why Jasmine Crockett is on the outs? Because these stories are happening in silos at the same time. It's similar like to the Diddy case, but people don't understand how they're intermingled, co-mingling. Jasmine Crockett is on the outs because of the big, beautiful bill. So I know about it, but does everybody see the commingling and the intertwining of the two? We called it. I said, who is Jasmine Crockett? Who put her in the position that she's in? Huh? I called that. And then I said, when they passed the big, beautiful bill and the Democrats didn't say anything, I said, why are you paying Jasmine Crockett? What her only job? And they look, it's the funny thing, you had one job. You had one job. You had double tapping like the show. You had one job. And you're gonna tell me you didn't know about something called the big, beautiful. No, I'm sorry, that's not the name. The one. Come on, Jazz. You didn't know about the one big, beautiful bill? Come on, that's hilarious. That's like, what did we talk about the other day? We talked about an all-female prosecution. Everybody on the prosecution was women. Now, I'm not, this is a conservative channel. I believe in fathers and families. I believe in America and red, white, and blue. So we're not going to pick on anybody. Everybody in the chat, be nice. Everybody in the chat, be nice. We're not going to pick on nobody, but this was an all-female prosecution. Okay? All female. Remember, they were so proud. They were so proud. All female prosecutors, 6 white women, all female prosecutors. And what was their genius decision? Their genius decision was to put Cassie on the stand 9 months pregnant. I said then, a woman like my mother, a strong single mother who had to work hard, who couldn't qualify for welfare because she worked hard and she worked overtime. So those single mothers in New York who work hard, got 2 jobs, and because they work 2 jobs, they can't qualify for welfare. I said, my mother would not like Cassie on the stand 9 months playing innocent when she got to go to work every day and work hard, and Cassie just got 30. See, they never tell you. The media wants you to think a certain narrative, but they don't never be honest about how women really would feel. Think about your single mother. I thought about my single mother when they had Cassie on the stand on 9 months, ready to pop, and tried to paint Cassie as innocent. You know what I'm saying? A victim, and then lied to the public about what they were actually charging Diddy. They were trying to charge Diddy with Cassie being a prostitute. And then they will not say that that's what the charge is, but the charge is saying that Diddy did this to somebody and the person in question is Cassie. That would make Cassie the prostitute. But they put Cassie on the stand 9 months pregnant, and they wanted everybody to think she was innocent. I'm just saying, from the hardworking women that I grew up around, I believe, because that jury had half women, I believe that offended some of the women because New York is so expensive. The rent in New York is so expensive. I think that offended some of the women who don't have 30 million, some of the women who don't, because you guys got to understand, women said Diddy was innocent today. Do y'all understand the jury? Remember when they talked about the jury and they didn't put no black, they picked the black man off the jury. This is not about race. You can't say this is racial. You can't say this is sexist because there were women on the jury, half women, and there was no black people on the jury. These were white people and mostly women. I'm telling you, they made a mistake trying to paint Cassie as innocent despite those text messages and putting her on the stand 9 months pregnant. The women who were on the jury didn't like that. Obviously, what T.R. said, they drugged Diddy so hard before the trial, try him in court of public opinion. Angela Leyva said, and what about him having to do with Tupac and Biggie killing? T.R. said, if Diddy so bad, why didn't more come forward? So she said he had to do something with Tupac and Biggie killing. Diddy's involvement, if any, with Tupac and Biggie's killing is not the question for today. I empathize and I respect your comment, but today is the focal point is the verdict. And there were 3 not guilty verdicts. And what I'm talking about specifically right now, and you as a lady, how did you feel about Cassie being put on the stand? And did you feel that Cassie had any culpability? I want you to tell me, do you feel Cassie had any culpability? And if you did, was it smart for those all-female prosecutors to put her on the stand at 9 months because they could have waited till Cassie had the baby? They could have waited till Cassie had the baby. Think about this. They wanted to create a picture. They wanted to create a narrative. They had the Cassie video, right? And then they wanted to peel some. I think some people on the jury felt played. I'm gonna be honest. You tell me in the chat. I think some people on the jury felt played. You got the Cassie video, and then you put Cassie up there in that state, and I think they were trying to pull on people's feelings versus logic and the evidence. And I think some of those hardworking, savvy New Yorkers got offended by you trying to pull a little simple con. Remember on my channel, I say they should have to work better to trick you. That's one of the things I say for all the new people here. Like, share, subscribe, double tap, hit the like button. It made it look bad. T-Off said they overcharged with a bunch of charges because they were hoping something would stick. Correct. Fred Chambers said, I told everyone Diddy might get 6 months and he already did 12. Talk about it, Fred. Tell him, Fred. Tell him, Fred. Angel Leyva said, like it was staged, the jury seen it. Correct. The jury, I believe the jury did not like the way the prosecution staged the witnesses and the evidence. The prosecution could have called Cassie last. They chose to call Cassie first. I believe when people analyze the trial and why the decision went the way it went in coming months, that will be something that people will discuss. When they say, why did the jury go the way it went? You got to look at, okay, what did the prosecution, because listen, everybody. I want everybody to listen. The defense, Diddy got a not guilty, and the defense didn't put on any defense. You guys understand this? The defense said the prosecution didn't do its job. We don't have to put on a defense. No one has said that this morning. Diddy did not defend himself. Do you guys understand? He got a not guilty, and he never even said, I didn't do it. He did not have to take the stand. He did not put on a defense. This is critical to anybody who doesn't like the verdict. Diddy got this verdict, and he did not get on the stand. His defense team did not even put on any one witness. Do you understand? No one has said that this morning. Everyone is saying, do you think the jury is right? Do you think this? Do you think that? I want my audience to have a little bit more. When you go to the barbershop, when you go to the school tomorrow, I want people start saying, or Diddy should tell them Diddy got a not guilty without a defense. And then look at them, look at you dumbfounded like, wow, you're right. Diddy got a not guilty without putting on a defense. You're going to hear a lot today. It's going to be a lot of live streams. A lot of YouTubers going to say a lot of stuff. Oh, he could have did this. And what about Tupac? And he got a not guilty without putting on a defense, you guys. When it came time for Diddy to defend himself, his legal right, his defense team stood up. They stood up. They stood up and said, we're not going to do nothing. We're not going to say nothing because the prosecution didn't do their job. Imagine this world we in. When it came time, my life is on the line. They said put Diddy in jail for life. And when it came time for me to defend myself, they said, we don't got nothing to say. You know how powerful that is? When it came time to defend myself from a life sentence, what the defense said is, it ain't no charges here. The prosecution didn't do their job. We not gonna do shit. We rest. Everybody, the whole internet went crazy. The whole internet said, oh, Diddy defense makes a huge mistake. Do you know what today? Somebody in the chat, no one today is saying anything about everybody got to eat crow. Everybody was saying Diddy defense made a mistake. Everybody said Diddy defense made a mistake. Where are those people today? Because we got a not guilty with no defense. We got a not guilty with no defense. I saw a lot of legal pundits saying Diddy defense threw it away. Diddy going to jail. Diddy defense throws it away because they said with life on the line, we not gonna put up a defense. Why are you not going? Because the prosecution didn't do its job. Okay, let's see what they saying. Ernestine Taylor said they put it all on Cassie, not Diddy. Diddy is a smart man. He knew to put his name on anything. All Cassie. I don't know where you coming from with that. Trailer Park Soda Pop. I like that name. Money. He said it's Money that did that. Codename Kid Next Door, one of my favorite cartoons. He got back in good with his handlers. That's a possibility. That's a very good possibility. Trailer Park Soda Pop, another great name, said Money. Jermaine Northcross said, say hi, how you doing? Rock City Marv, man, there's some fire people in the... Where is y'all being on my life? Like, share, and subscribe, man. Double tap and like the screen, man. Rock City Marv, all caps. You can't charge him for Tupac if you ain't able to thank you. So stop that. German Norcross said, money talk, bull walks. I agree with you. T-off on them. T-off in the chat. T-off in the chat. T-off. T.O. said exactly, Rock City, something about domestic. Okay, Fred Chambers, they started out right, and then it took a turn, okay? And Jay said, money, 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 money. Everybody, money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money. Hey, falling from the sky, baby. Money, 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 money. And you know what? You can't hit the Cash App. You can hit the Super Chat. There is a $ right there. You can double tap, like, share, subscribe. Right. Hey, C-Note, man. C-Note in the building. C-Note said free pup. Hey, Eddie, where's Fox? Thank you. We just talked about this. We got a not guilty with no defense. We got a not guilty with no defense. Free Puff, man. Salute to the platform from the 4 minutes. Let's go, Puff. On the way. Okay. And here was this. Jay said, Joe said, when they arrested Diddy, it was too many working parts that didn't point directly at Diddy. Silence was the best thing for the defense. Wow. Okay. That is a great comment. You know why that's such a great comment? It's such a great comment because we just saw the YSL where they did not apply the same thing. Now, That thing, okay, so we talked about Brian Steele, we talked about Cassie, we talked about the all-female prosecution, but that's why it's so great to give your props to your chat. Thank you to everybody. Salute everybody. I know all of y'all right here, right now, already subscribed. I know all of y'all already hit the like button. We got 40 people. We got 16 likes. I know y'all could double that right now. Go ahead and double the likes. Let's keep it going. Keep a lot of people in the chat. Keep a lot of people functioning with us. So my brother just says silence is key. Now, when you look at the YSL trial and how it broke down, even early with Gunna taking a plea, how did that hurt the case? That made the case go longer than it needed to go. That case was drawn up. Silence. Imagine if Gunna never would have said anything. Fannie Willis would not be in office. And I believe that would be better for everybody in Atlanta and everybody in the country. If Gunna would have been quiet and everybody in YSL would have stayed silent, you would have had a similar outcome as to the Diddy trial. Because what happened at the end of the YSL is everybody got found innocent. So it goes to show that silence is golden, and anything you say and will and can do will be held against you. They should have kept their mouth shut. Diddy has not said anything, but let's go deeper because people keep saying money, but I love the fact that you brought up silence, because if you bring up money, it's always a magical thing, right? If you bring up money, you don't go to what we actually saw. Who else was silent besides Diddy? His mama didn't talk. His kids didn't talk. Everybody was silent. It wasn't true with YSL. His daddy, Young Thug daddy, was doing interviews. They coming up to the courtroom trying to bring illegal contraband. It was all type of weird shit that made the case get drawn out. Silence is golden. It wasn't just the fact that Diddy was quiet, but not one legal person was. Y'all remember? Hey, let's talk about how complex this case has been. Do you remember before Brian Steele came on the case, there was a black lawyer who left the case? I think that lawyer was part of the YSL case. Do you guys remember? And the media tried to make it seem like he left the case because he believed that Diddy was guilty. Do y'all believe that? Do you remember when that black lawyer left the case, the whole social media timeline kept saying Diddy is guilty? The reason we know Diddy is guilty is because this black lawyer is begging the judge to get off the case. He wants to leave the Diddy team because he knows. Do y'all remember that? See, so much happens when the distraction comment is so real. And the reason I bring that up is because silence is golden. Did anybody talk? Everybody was silent. I need more likes. We need more likes. We got 19 likes, 57, 360. We need more likes. Double tap and like and subscribe. Silence is golden. No one talked. No one on the legal team. And then you know what we saw? We saw Brian Steele. So think about this. We never knew why he left, but that freed up money. His check probably went to Brian Steele. So that lawyer left the team. Social media said that Diddy was going to be found guilty because the black lawyer saw the freak off tapes and he didn't want his name to be bad. I bet you wish he would have stayed on that team now, because everybody on the Diddy legal team is going to be famous. You could say infamous, but this is going to be a historical trial because of who Sean Diddy Combs is. So Brian Steele, Mark Garagos, everybody is going to go down in infamy for their part in the Diddy acquittal. Yes, I'm sorry to tell you, but you leaving the Diddy team, you made a mistake for your practice of law and defending people. So going forward, I'm going to want to hire Brian Steele. I'm not going to want to hire you. You know why? Because you jumped ship on Diddy. You not solid. You was on the Diddy team and Diddy was innocent and you left. Why did you leave? No, I don't want to hire him. That's going to hurt his career because he left the Diddy team and he allowed the social media to run with this narrative that he left the Diddy team because Diddy was guilty. Now think about everything that transpired. Silence is why we got here today. No one talked. His mama didn't come on and say, well, that lawyer left, and then Brian Steele. Nobody talked. Even those kids. You know those kids like to talk. Nobody talked. Everybody was silent. That helped the case. It was very different in the YSL RICO. Everybody talked. everybody talked in the YSL RICO, and it was sick. It got to the point where it was like, man, what? Y'all not a gang? If y'all the get along gang, this is not a gang. I grew up in the inner city. I'm gonna tell everybody who watched that YSL case, that was not double tap and like this show. That was not a gang. I don't know if any of y'all ever been to the inner city and ever seen a gang before, but that is not a gang. Everybody told. And it's like they ran to go tell. Yeah. So it made it seem like there was something there that was never there. And it turns out, just like Diddy was a drug addict, Jeffrey was a drug addict. Diddy was not a criminal, but a drug addict. Jeffrey was a drug addict. And instead of getting Diddy help, this is another thing that's not going to be talked about, that because we haven't talked about it with Jeffrey. Instead of getting Diddy help for his drug addiction and possibly having a sex addiction, we did this trial. We humiliated him. But I thought we were practicing tolerance. I thought in the last 5 years, they were teaching America to be tolerant to people's choices, especially in their bedroom. I thought we were learning to be tolerant and to be supportive of our brothers and sisters, especially for their decisions in the bedroom. So Diddy turns out to be an addict. We knew Jeffrey was an addict. So instead of getting these guys help, they create these elaborate narratives to insinuate criminality, racket on a level of racketeering. So this is what a lot of people in the chat are upset about. A lot of people in the chat are upset about, what about this crime? What about that crime? A lot of the things you're talking about are lesser crimes on a state level. What we just experienced was a federal RICO, different than what happened with YSL. That was a local state RICO. This was a federal RICO because the Cassie video was not able to be charged at a state level because the statute of limitations had already ran on the video. So the only way to get him was to file federal charges, a lot like R. Kelly. This was the same court that filed federal charges against R. Kelly for the same thing R. Kelly was acquitted for 20 years ago. Is anybody paying attention? There's a lot to unpack here. There is a lot. Did you know it was a federal case? And when the feds first brought the case, what did they say to you? 1,000 bottles of beer, 1,000 bottles of baby oil on the wall, lavender, Big Daddy, 16-ounce baby oil, because lavender is the best baby oil. Put in the chat right now, what is your favorite baby oil? I like the lavender. Give me the lavender. What do you like? Do you like jasmine? Tell me, is it hibiscus? What type of baby oil are you using? Because they put a negative connotation. Can I say this right now to the whole chat? We can use baby oil again. We can use baby oil again, man. Oil that thing up tonight. Oil that thing up tonight. Yeah, man. We can use oil again. Yeah, man. We could use oil again. Oh, man, is that because for a long time, if Diddy would have got found guilty, if you ever would have put out some baby oil on a first, second date, let's say you go to Netflix and chill, and you got you a nice little round little thing. You know, I like them a little pudgy. Unc like the BBWs, man. So let's say you on the Netflix and chill with a nice little BBW thrill, man. She big body, looking good, man. You can't wait to oil her up and slip and slide like Drewski on her back, man. You know what I'm saying? You've been thinking about what Drewski did the whole day, man. You've been telling her on the text messages, and so y'all get together. It come time to the thing, and you reach into your bag and you pull out a little bottle of lavender baby oil. Oh, yeah. You reach in your bag, man. You reach in your bag, man, and you pull out some lavender baby oil, man. And that ruined the whole night, man. Because Diddy got found guilty. But now Diddy That's it. And when you pull out the baby oil, it's gonna be bounce, bounce, bounce. Bounce, 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 because she know and you know what that baby oil means. It's gonna be a freak off and draws off. Freak off means draws off and baby oil, and it's perfectly legal. They tried to make it seem like we can't have fun, we can't have baby oil, we can't have freak offs, and you a freak if you want a freak off. But tonight, every freaking day, every freaking night, I want to freak your baby. You're so freaking tight. Sing it at home right now. Every freaking day, every freaking day. I want to freak your baby. You're so freaking tight. Jodeci, freak off. Let's freak off. I want to freak off. You want to freak off. She want to freak off. I hope she want to. But hey, if you want to do what you want to do, it's okay now. They were trying to make it seem like if you like what you like in your freak off, what we just said today is you could like what you want. There might have been a lot of people scared to like what they like. Now, baby, you could like what you like. Come on, man. It's 2025, man. You know, it was just June. June was just Pride Month. And they were trying to make people feel bad for liking what they like. Right now, today, you could like what you like again. Are we happy about that? If you like what you like what you like. If you like it, I love it. If you like it, hey, Rock City Mark, Johnson & Johnson called fans and said, y'all about to stop my money. Give me my money. Lavender. That's the word of today. Lavender. When you pull out that baby oil on her, man, make sure it's lavender, man. Did the jury get it right, bro? And Diddy. Did the jury get it right, y'all? All right. Did the jury get it right, y'all? Y'all answer the poll, and then we're gonna move on to the favorite baby oil, because ain't nobody hit the like for the realest, man. See no. Y'all could hit the donation too. It's a $sign right there, man. Lavender soap. Okay, I like black soap. Lavender soap. What else? What people been saying? Chubby gonna put in the effort, man. Y'all saying Chubby gonna put in the effort. I'm just saying, man, if you got your Tinder, whatever it is, you got your little, what was the Bumble? I used to be on Bumble, but I know I'm dating myself. I know Bumble probably played out, but I know people be back on Tinder. So y'all tell me whatever y'all own, you know what I'm saying? You come across a nice little thing, man. You know what I'm saying? She got a nice little face picture, you know what I'm saying? Cute in the face, wide away. So you try to slide through her profile and you look at you keep scrolling, and I'm looking for a full body. Scroll, full body. Full body, full body. Finally, after looking at cat pictures and all type of irregardless, first full body 2 years ago, full body. It's good. It's a go. Let's go. It could take 5 minutes to find a full body photograph, one of them nice round things, man. Why you hiding the full body? I don't want to see none of this shit about cats, about your Gemini, your sign, your favorite beach photo. Full body. That's all I'm looking for when I'm scrolling. What you looking for when you looking at one of them BBWs, man? Because they come with a big pretty face, man. And then the full body is down about 5. You gotta work hard, man. You gotta work hard for that round thing. But I'm telling you, full body. Ah, shit. Astroglide. Ooh, I don't know if we can say that, but we just did. Keep America stupid 2020. Scott, who you talking to? Ty Chase said, what did he get? Diddy ain't got sentenced yet, man. Diddy didn't get sentenced yet, man. He didn't get sentenced yet. Shame on the NY district attorney. All that does is lessen the T. I agree. I agree. Lessen real victims' credibility. I agree, man. Trying to make Cassie look like a victim, man. So let's get into this, man. Let's get back into this, man. We got an all-female prosecution, 6 female. So Diddy's team loses a prosecutor. Diddy's team loses a prosecutor. Social media goes crazy because it happens to be a black lawyer, happens to be a famous black lawyer, and he leaves the Diddy prosecution. Everyone on social media says Diddy's going to be found guilty. The next news that sets social media ablaze is the fact that we have an all-female prosecution. So they're playing with the media. They've been playing with the media from the beginning. Did you guys hear that Candace Owens was subpoenaed in the Baldoni? Ryan, is it Justin Baldoni? Remember, we talked about it here. The only reason I brought it up is because it's important to understand the power that these individuals have to push out a narrative and get the public to believe a certain thing. They wanted to believe that this person who produced the movie did SA on a wife so they could steal the movie. In order to prove that, they use Taylor Swift, they used the Vanity, the famous newspaper. They were able to get famous newspapers to help them create a narrative. Why am I telling you this? Because they did the same thing with Sean Diddy Combs, because you have to ask yourself, how do we get this far? How do we get this far if there never was a case? You got to look at the Justin Baldoni. You got to look at how they do this. You got to look at Johnny Depp. You got to look at the Amber Heard affidavit that got printed in the paper that Amber Heard didn't even write. Remember, I did the case. I need you guys to subscribe. Go watch my channel. I got some great videos for you. You're going to learn a lot. Do you remember Amber Heard and Johnny Depp and why it was so infamous as it relates to, think about this. Everybody thought Johnny Depp was going to go to jail. Everybody thought Johnny Depp was going to go to jail, just like Diddy. We couldn't believe it. We all was on the edge of our seat. We loved Jack Sparrow got fired. Jack Sparrow got fired just like Diddy. We were on the edge of our seat. We had another Cassie with Amber Heard. So we had Cassie and Amber Heard are twins. Only good YouTubers are going to give you these facts. Cassie and Amber Heard. Do y'all remember what we learned about Amber Heard? It's kind of similar to what we learned about Cassie. We were kind of disturbed. It's not even picking on Cassie, or when we learned about Amber Heard's history, how she treated Johnny Depp, her ex, her how she treated her past lovers, how she was violent. This is the same thing we learned about Cassie. We learned about Cassie having multiple lovers. We saw text messages of how Cassie treated her lovers. This is what we saw with the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case. This is what we saw with the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case. We saw Cassie sleeping with Kid Cudi, at the same time sleeping with Diddy and the people and other men at the same time sleeping with her now husband, the trainer, who had to leave the courtroom because he didn't understand the depth of Cassie's depravity. He didn't understand the depth of Cassie's depravity. It's the same thing when we got to hear, and Amber Heard, we saw Amber Heard, she was so embarrassed. Amber Heard and Cassie had to go through it pregnant. Imagine, Cassie had to go through it pregnant. Amber Heard was so embarrassed when the whole world had to watch her and learn about how she treated her ex, how violent she was, how she acted off, how sexually promiscuous she was. She didn't want the world, when she agreed to let people write that affidavit that got printed. Justin Baldoni, why are we talking about this? Because somebody should ask, how did the case get this far? How did we get this far? How did we spend so much money? Why did it go through a jury selection? Why did it go through a trial? Taxpayer money. This is a federal RICO. It's extremely expensive. There was 6 prosecutors, how many investigators, a whole team of people. It might have cost almost $1 billion, and they lost, and they never had a case. So how do we get this far? Well, There is a powerful arm out there that can make you believe what they want you to believe. They are saying Justin Baldoni hurt somebody so they can steal the movie. They like the movie. They want to own the movie. The woman and Ryan, they made up a whole story. They got their friend Taylor Swift to help them. Don't this sound like R. Kelly and Diddy? They get Lil Rod. Who is Lil Rod? Does anybody to this day, what I said on my last podcast is who is Lil Rod? Could somebody tell me, please, now that the verdict is in, can we throw the whole Lil Rod away? Can we throw the whole Lil Rod away? Can we throw the whole Lil Rod away? Because Lil Rod got this whole thing going. Similar to the Baldoni, where they wrote something in the paper and then she did a lawsuit. And she's trying to do charges so that she can make him into a criminal. And then there was a clause in the contract that says if he's not a good person, then they could take away part 2 of the movie. See, he gets part 2 of the movie. The whole Justin Baldoni thing is they want to direct and do part 2 of the movie because part 1 is so great. People didn't know about it. They wanted part 2. But the problem is Justin bought the movie from the lady who wrote the book. Baldoni bought the movie. I don't know if that's his name, but his last name is Baldoni. Baldoni bought the book and he got the rights to do part 2 of the movie. They wanted to take the movie, so they created a narrative that he did S.A. We don't say the real words S.A. on the channel because of, respecting respecting the audience. I'm not going to say the words, but he was charged with S.A. so that they could violate his contract. Now, he never did it, so that it was all made up. Just like Diddy, just like a lot of these people, I can't say their names because I'll get canceled. I can't say R. Kelly because I'll get canceled. I can't say Weinstein because I'll get canceled, right? But let's focus on Diddy and how they made up a whole story. Let's focus on Diddy and Baldoni, and Johnny Depp. Let's focus on Baldoni, Johnny Depp, and Diddy, because you need to understand, how do we get to Diddy? How do we get to Sean Diddy Combs? My theory is we get there through Johnny Depp and Baldoni. We get there understanding that they put out a fake op-ed for Amber Heard. They're in the Johnny Depp trial. What I broke was there was a newspaper article written about the abusive relationship with Johnny Depp. Turns out Amber Heard never wrote it. Turns out Amber Heard never wrote it. It was all fake. It was all a lie to create the later on prosecution. It was all a lie, but it got Johnny Depp in court. This fake article, this fake narrative. Listen, you guys, I'm not making this up. This is real. This is how you get to Sean. This fake narrative was created and Amber Heard didn't write it. She admitted in court, I didn't write it and I didn't want to put Johnny Depp's name in it. They made me do it. They gave me a movie. Who is the they? Who are these powerful people who could write this fake ad, get it in the newspaper, and get her an Aquaman when she didn't deserve to be an Aquaman? Who did it, Amber? Who are these powerful people? Turns out Johnny Depp is innocent. Johnny Depp goes innocent, and we found out that Amber Heard is Cassie. We found out that Amber Heard is Cassie. She's a freak of the week. She's a freak. She's a freak of the week. She's for the streets. That's what we found out about Amber Heard. That's what we found out about Cassie. And we found out it was all BS. And they took us on the ride. They took us on the ride. They lied in the papers. They lied on TV. And when we got in the courtroom, we found out Johnny Depp was innocent. They did the same thing to Sean. How many documentaries came out before the verdict? You can't count them on one hand. You can't count on one hand how many documentaries came out before the verdict. You can't count on one hand. R. Kelly is in prison for the same thing he was acquitted of by the same New York office because of trapped in the closet, trapped in the closet, trapped in the closet, part 1 and 2. Do you know they went back? They always, mama teach you. My mama used to say, take your time, young man. Mama used to say. They went back to the well. They made Trapped in the Closet. Then they made Trapped in the Closet Part 2. You're not supposed to go back to the well. You got away clean. Trapped in the Closet 2. What are you gonna talk about? Well, I wasn't really trapped in the closet. I was mentally trapped in the closet. What? You were mentally trapped. R. Kelly in jail for the rest of his life. They wanted to put Sean Diddy Combs in jail for the rest of his life. They wanted to put Jack Sparrow in jail for the rest of his life. They want to put Baldoni in jail and take the movie. Who has the power to do these things? Who has the power to put fake stories about Baldoni? Who's friends with Taylor Swift? You know they subpoenaed Taylor Swift? They subpoenaed Taylor Swift and they subpoenaed Candace Owens. Just for anybody think I'm making it up and Diddy got money and Diddy is different and Diddy is no. You just love Diddy and you glazing Diddy. They subpoenaed Taylor Swift and they subpoenaed Candace Owens in the Baldoni story. And I'm telling you, it has the same bones as Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp ended up in court because of a fake op-ed that got put in a popular newspaper. They did it in Europe. Johnny Depp lost the case in Europe. They put a fake op-ed in Europe and she won in Europe off a fake lie. But in Europe, the propaganda, the paparazzi is legal. So they put it out in a soap magazine in Europe and Johnny Depp lost. You all need to pay attention to what's been going on with men in America. When they say believe all women, y'all don't know what's going on. This is not just conjecture. I'm not just yelling at the screen. I'm talking to you about 2 instances where they lied and put it in the newspaper. Johnny Depp and Baldoni. Who has the power to create a lie and get it printed? Who has the power to create a lie and get it printed? To the point where you end up in court. Johnny Depp ended up in court. Baldoni ended up in court. Diddy ended up in court. None of them had evidence. All we had before we went to court was a narrative. These people have a system. They have a way that they go about getting men. It's not just black men. Baldoni and Johnny Depp are white. This is not about race. It's about men. It's about Baldoni and Johnny Depp are not black. For everybody thinking blackity, blackity, black, black, blackity, black, black, black. Anybody holding up their victim? Anybody holding up their victim card? It's not about black. Sorry. It's not about black. Sorry. Y'all know you want to blame it on race. It's not about racism. Sorry. Who has the power to fire Johnny Depp from $1 billion franchise before the verdict? They fired Johnny Depp from $1 billion. Jack Sparrow made $1 billion every movie. 5 movies. Every movie is $1 billion. They were going to fire Johnny Depp and replace him with a woman. Johnny Depp, if he were found guilty, the new Jack Sparrow was going to be a woman. You know, the female hero, Disney with the female heroines. Disney with the female heroines. Johnny Depp was going to get fired, found guilty. Now we could put out a female heroine. We could make 10 more Jack Sparrows. Sorry, Johnny Depp gets found innocent. We haven't seen another one yet. Do y'all know we would have seen another Black Pearl? We haven't seen another Black Pearl because you can't make it without Jack Sparrow. You can't make it. That's $1 billion company shut down. $1 billion company shut down. Just like Ciroc, just like Diddy and Bad Boy. $1 billion company shut down. You can't make Jack Sparrow without Jack Sparrow. It's Jack Sparrow. We want to see Jack Sparrow. You can't make Jack Sparrow without Jack. It's like not having the Black Pearl. If it ain't got the Black Pearl and Jack Sparrow, I don't want to watch it. Who got the power to fire Johnny Depp from $1 billion business, write a lie, get it published, write a lie, get it published? published, get Johnny Depp in court, a white man, a rich white man, get Johnny Depp in court and potentially about to throw his ass in jail. And it was all bullshit. Who got the power to do that? Baldoni. Baldoni, if you know the story, Baldoni is a male feminist. Baldoni wear pink. Baldoni's married. He's a girl dad. He's this guy who's super nice. He's sugar. Baldoni is a softie. Baldoni is an ice cream. He's a cream puff. Baldoni is a nice guy. He wouldn't hurt a fly. Still, they want to say Baldoni touched somebody on the movie set. They made up a lie and got it printed in the paper. Once again, you would think they wouldn't try to do the same thing so soon over again. But they did it again. They make up a lie about Baldoni, get it printed in the paper. Who has the power to print something in the paper that's not true? They get a narrative out. It's out now. It's out. Hollywood got it out. Just like who let out the Cassie video? Do we want to talk about who let out the Cassie video? Because I'm asking you, who has the power to write a fake article about Johnny Depp, write a fake article about Baldoni, get them both in court, and then someone releases the Cassie video? Do y'all know that Cassie video is 10 years old? Who released the Cassie video? So someone released the Cassie video. We got numerous documentaries. Next thing you know, we in court. And the feds are saying it's 1,000 bottles of baby oil and Little Rod this, Little Rod that. None of us know who Little Rod is. As far as I know, Little Rod never was at a white party. When Little Rod came in the picture, the white party was over. Little Rod was working on a new album. Little Rod don't know Ray J. Little Rod don't know Amber Rose. Little Rod wasn't at the party. He got indicted because of Little Rod lawsuit. Anybody know who Little Rod is? Anybody? So I want to ask you another question. Who has the power to write these op-eds? You know what else I said? Who has the power to create the phrase, no Diddy? Do you guys understand how the lexicon works? How terminology works? We used to say pause. When Sean Combs was indicted, all of a sudden, you guys learned about recently with the protests. What got exposed? That influencers and micro-influencers get paid to go this way and go that way. So I saw it. When No Diddy first got going on Twitter, I saw the fact that people seem to be getting paid and asked to say No Diddy. Don't say pause. It was obvious to a content creator that this was not organic. It was not organic because I saw people stumble over their word and they were going to say pause. Then all of a sudden they switched and said, oh, no Diddy. They were trying to get a check. How sinister and how deep is that? You won't believe me unless I tell you about Amber Heard lying in print, Baldoni lying in print. Then I can get you to understand what really took place. But if you don't understand what they do over and over and over again, then it sounds like a conspiracy theory. It sounds like a conspiracy theory. Now you start to see why he got not guilty. If you look at Amber Heard and what happened, why would they put Cassie on the stand? Now that you guys have an open view, thank you for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the share. Everybody watching, 62 people, 30 likes, that's not enough likes. Now that you have an open view and you remember how Amber Heard ruined the case and all you thought about was why did Amber Heard get on the stand? Now we can get to why did they put Cassie on the stand? And why did they put her on the stand 9 months? For those of you who wanted a guilty verdict, you got to really think about how much of a mistake it was to put the Queen Pin on the stand. You know, they lost the arson. They lost the Kid Cudi case. They lost the case. They had to drop the charges because they put Cassie on the stand. They didn't have to. They already had the Cassie video. Think about what I'm saying. Think about this really, man. Come on. They already had the Cassie video. They didn't have to put her on the stand. That was stupid. Amber Heard ruined that case. When we saw Amber Heard and her testimony, oh man, there was no way Johnny Depp was getting found. Amber Heard ruined that case. We all saw that. So when you think about that, you got to think, who was the idiot that said put this bit? Who put Cassie? Just like Jane Doe got ate up. And what you come to realize, so if you agree with me, right? Then you got to say, well, wait a minute. You're right. Cassie turned out to be a horrible It's just like YSL and Woody. Woody turned out to be a horrible. Woody won the case. Woody was their witness. Cassie, the defense didn't even put on the case. Same thing with YSL. They didn't even put on the defense. Woody won the case. I don't need to put on the defense. You put Woody on the stand. Thank you. Why did you put Cassie on the stand? You won the case for me. Thank you. And you know what else? If I call Cassie to the stand, I look bad. If I call a pregnant woman to the stand and I call a pregnant woman a promiscuous, then I look bad. You helped me. I didn't have to call Cassie. I didn't have to do nothing. You did all the work. Why would you put Cassie on the stand knowing that Cassie is the freak of the freak-offs? That was so stupid. You gave them the case, just like Amber Heard gave them the case. Why did you put Cassie on the stand? You already had the video. You know what made me so upset is when the judge allowed the video. They shouldn't have allowed the video. This was supposed to be about racketeering. This was supposed to be about Kid Cudi. This was supposed to be about young girls. It was supposed to be about trafficking. But you let in the Cassie video. I thought the case, turns out they lied. They kept telling us the case wasn't about the Cassie video because the statute of limitation expired, but then the judge let in the Cassie video. I'm at home, I'm pissed off. I'm like, why did they let in the Cassie video? They said this is not about the Cassie video. Turns out the jury, all the jury had was the Cassie relationship. There was no more Kid Cudi. There was no more interrogation. There was no more art. All they had was the Cassie relationship. They lied to the whole American public. That's all they had. So they were forced. So the reason why I laugh is Cassie turned out to be a horrible witness, just like Woody. But why would you put Woody on the stand? Why would you put They had such a bad case. They didn't have any other witnesses. They don't have any other charges. All they had is Cassie and Jane Doe. No other witnesses on racketeering, no other charges. They had no choice. They had no case because anybody with any intelligence would say, bro, don't put Cassie on the stand, bro. Cassie was up to some stuff, bro. Don't put Cassie on the stand, bro. That would have been smart because we already got the videotape. If the jury is going to believe Cassie, we got everything we need with the video. Whoever made the decision to put Cassie on the stand, they should get fired. Not because, listen, I'm not being biased, not being sexist. I'm saying this because you already won. You already won when you got the video into the evidence. You made a mistake. You kept trying to go back to the well. You overestimated. You overestimated and underestimated the defense. You gave them their biggest ammunition. So as I say to you, they didn't put on a defense. You can say then, perfect. Why did they not put on a defense? They did not put on the defense because Cassie. The same thing with YSL. YSL did not put on a defense because of Woody. You gave me my defense. Why would I confuse the jury? I want the jury to go in that box with Woody. I'm not giving the jury nothing else. I know they was mad. I'm not giving the jury nothing else. All y'all got is Woody. Nope, no defense. You have to make your decision based on Woody's testimony. Young Thug was a fool for pleading guilty. Young Thug was a fool. Imagine if Diddy, remember earlier an intelligent comment was silence. Imagine if Diddy would have took a plea. Remember they offered Diddy a plea. They offered Diddy a plea. Imagine if Diddy would have took a plea like Young Thug. Idiot. Young Thug was an idiot. And a drug addict and a coward, and he was scared. And Brian Steele was embarrassed, and Brian Steele said after the verdict, he should have not taken the deal. Young Thug could never say shit about Gunna because he took a deal also. He snitched on himself. If anybody understands the truth about YSL, Young Thug and Gunna both did the same thing. Isn't that ironic? People want to say Gunna this and Gunna that. Young Thug did the same thing. He stood up in front of the judge, apologized, and took a deal. Is everybody listening? Young Thug stood up in front of the judge, apologized, and took a deal. Which means he snitched on himself. The same thing Gunna did. Yes, I did it. Yes, I'm guilty. Yes, I'm sorry. Can I go home? Imagine if Diddy would have not stayed quiet. I bet you Brian Steele said, if you take a plea, I quit. I bet you Brian Steele said the only reason I'll take the case is if you don't take a plea and you go all the way to trial. Because he learned from Thug. And I bet you the feds came in with a sweetheart deal. I know the feds came in with a sweetheart deal. Because look at the feds now. Those 6 women, oh man, they got egg on their face. It's going to be tough in the office. Those 6 women got egg on their face right now. So I know. The whole social media went crazy. When we learned, I already knew. Social media went crazy when we learned that Diddy turned down a deal. He turned down a deal twice. They tried to get him to take a deal. The judge, if you guys remember the YSL case, the judge tried to get Diddy to take a deal. Do y'all remember? They tried to offer Diddy a deal twice. They did not want egg on their face. What really happened? Let's educate everybody what really happened. What really happened was Diddy had a lot of charges. T-Off said it. He was overcharged. Brian Steele understood the math of the RICO. When people are talking to you today, in the coming days, make sure they understand the math of the RICO, that they needed to find him guilty on multiple predicate acts in order to find him guilty of the RICO. This was true in Atlanta. That's why Brian Steele was hired. Brian Steele was hired because he understood the mathematics behind the RICO, that you needed to find him guilty of. Fannie Willis overcharged in the YSL RICO with all of these predicate. All of us learned what a predicate act was from the YSL trial. Brian Steele got eerily familiar with what a predicate act needed to be in order to reach the level of RICO. So he brought that understanding to that team. Mark Geragos is a great trial attorney, but Brian Steele is a great RICO trial attorney. And Brian Steele understood the mathematics of jury instructions as it relates to a RICO conviction and the mathematics needed in order to add up to a federal RICO conviction. That was so powerful. I didn't even know that he could leave Georgia and he could practice law in New York. But he left Georgia to practice law in New York. Brian Steele, as a part of the legal team, filed paperwork to get the charges removed. He said to the judge that the prosecution has not proved their case and these charges will confuse the jury and inevitably end up in a RICO charge that is not viable. It's probably going to get overturned on appeal. The judge agreed. The judge said the prosecution did not prove arson. kidnapping. Basically, the judge said right before jury, y'all didn't prove the RICO. And the prosecution was forced I'm sorry, y'all. My battery about to go out. And the prosecution was forced to drop the most severe charges that everybody in the chat is talking about. And what about the arson? What about the kidnapping? Now, remember, Tony Busby added Jay-Z to that lawsuit. So in the beginning, they talked about underage victims. There were no more underage victims because Tony Busby got too greedy, added Jay-Z to the lawsuit. That lawsuit got thrown out. All they had left was the Cassie civil suit and the Little Rod. That's all the evidence they had. And guess what, you guys? Little Rod never got called to the stand. Did you see Little Rod testimony? Because I don't remember Little Rod testimony. Ain't that powerful? Ain't that powerful? So y'all, thank y'all for watching. It's been a great day. I don't have enough likes, 60 people watching, 38 likes. Everybody hit the like button, man. As we get out of here, man, we got a few more minutes, man. KM said hi. What's up, KM? T-Off said, I bet you split a jury, them and Republican, and it would have been a hung every time just because they won't agree with each other. I agree. Who was juror 25? That's going to be very interesting. 1 hour in deliberation. Remember, jury 25 said, I saw the Cassie video and I can't be impartial. Remember, and then juror 25 comes up again. They say juror 25 not following the jury instructions. How did the vote really break down? You know, at the end, they say, I'm not guilty, guilty. So they know the courtroom knows who voted guilty, who voted not guilty. Wouldn't it be interesting to find out how the women voted? Yusef said, hey, bro, what's up, bro? I love you. Wait, he didn't just spell the word rapper and leave out P, did he? Wait, did... So, shout out to everybody watching, man. Thank you for the support. Make sure you like. Oh, we got 40 likes now. 46 watching with 40 likes, man. We could do better than that, man. Get the likes up, man. I'm gonna have to put you on timeout, Chase. Chase, if you don't be good, I'm gonna put you on timeout. Come on, man. You gotta participate, man. If you're not gonna be good, I'm gonna put you on timeout. Be good, bro. Be good, bro. Be good. I'm brother Yusef, man. That's my brother Yusef. I love you, bro. So I just want to say, see you next time. Peace. So thank you for everybody watching, man. Thank you for tapping in, man. Don't forget, man, to donate, man. Donate to the channel, man. Use the super chat. That's the $ at the bottom of the screen. You could use the Cash App, $ Big D Rent. You know what I'm saying? It's very important that you hit the like button, you know what I'm saying? And subscribe, man. Come back. We do this every day. Top of the mid-morning podcast from an OG perspective. Nobody donating, you bum. Hey, you bum. Hey, man, right now I'm watching The Godfather, man. There's so many Godfather. Everybody like that. I do it for 100. Hey, everybody, hey, Zippy. Everybody said 100. When you say nobody donating, you bum, they say like that. And I got more likes. Hey, Zippy. Hey, Zippy, you can zip your ass right up out of here, man, because we need donations, man. Donation, man. We need donations, man. You know what I'm saying? And you a bum. You a bum. Forget about it. I'm watching The Godfather, man, 1, 2, and 3 right now, man. So that's funny to me because they be talking like that on The Godfather. He's a bum. Oh, man, I was telling my wife, man, there's another new movie. That's what I'm going to go. There's another new movie with Robert De Niro playing both characters, and it's about Frank Costello and being the boss of all bosses. That is a good movie, man. That's a good movie. So it's a lot of good mob movies out right now, man. Oh, Zippy going in, man. Zippy said, beg harder, always the black. He said, sound like Rick. He sound like Pickle Rick. Zippy. We gonna call you Zippy Rick. That's Zippy Rick right there. Change your name, man. You can't be Zippy no more. You gotta be Zippy Rick. Because you sound like Pickle Rick right now. You know what I'm saying? Where's your Morty? Where's your Morty, Zippy? That's Zippy Rick right there. He came in. I mean, we gotta end the podcast. We can't end the podcast without a racial slur. That's crazy. He like slid in the home. They're coming around third. We are the champions, my friend. It's first base. We keep on fighting to the end. Second base. We are the champions. Third base. We are the champions. He's sliding home with the N-bomb. No time for loser, because we are the champions of the world. Fourth quarter, ninth inning, bottom of the ninth inning, bases loaded, and racism comes in to save the day. Grand slam like Diddy's. Chicken Little, we are the champions, my friend. He be in his house right now. White man. We are. He got a jersey. He got a baseball jersey that say white man on the back. He got a baseball, and he be playing Queen on 415. He got Queen turned all the way up, and he running around the house in a White Lives Matter t-shirt, and he singing Kanye West. We are the champions, my friend. Always the blacks. Thank you so much. I couldn't ask for a better close. I couldn't ask for a better close. It's always the black. Oh shit! Somebody should donate. I don't care if it's $2 or $5. Somebody should donate for that. Somebody, it would piss him off. Piss him off. That would piss him off right now. Somebody should donate $5. Donate $100. That would piss him off. Oh shit. He said it's always the blacks. Some said, my guy, not that funny. You're not black. We are the champions. Black fist. Can I get a black fist in the chat? Blackity black, black, 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 blackity black, black, blackity black, 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 blackity black, black, black. Can I get a black fist in the chat? Fake humor. Fake humor. You don't think that was funny, bro? Bro, come on, man. We ended the video. It's been a great video. You don't think it was funny that one of the last comments is someone who's not like a part of the channel, and he comes in and says it's always the he abbreviated. He didn't even spell out black. That's how much he hates us. I'm gonna highlight the comment because he didn't even spell out black. He just said BLO. He just said BL. Let me highlight it. So pin message. So you can see what I'm saying, bro. It's hilarious, bro. Look, his name is Zippy. And he said always the fuck, man. Come on, man. That's fucking funny, bro. You gotta be honest. And that's even funnier.